Let me just growing up, I had this belief that love is made. And the reason why I said that, I tried uncle, friend, neighbor, and roommate, and they say they have feeling for the opposite. And at the end of the day, when you ask them why, you hear something that's wow, it's God. And here he is very good looking. He has very big things like that. Start having lots of other things that come to it. And I said, what about if you think these are just things that happen or perhaps maybe whenever the person is around? He said, what about this happening? And also, what about this person doesn't do that? Is it because of what I see? Is it because of what I feel? Is it because of what I hear? Or is it because of what people say? If all those things are not there anymore, what happens? So it has to also the fact that you have said that you want to be you have to be a part of something. You have to experience. You have to be a part of something. Be a part of it. Yes, you cannot touch it, whatever. You cannot see it. You can only feel it. You can only explore. You can only experience it. So it's a decision you make. When you don't, if you don't make a decision, you can never experience it. So you have to make a decision.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's get up for our speaker. I'm very sorry for the sound issue. Yeah, so I know. It's like you're saying, I need love. I need love. So they're disturbing me. So please, if you can just come up.
Project.
Yes. So that's question. Are you ready for him? Oh, yeah, sure.
I hope that I'm able to make you happy. For me, I'm a student now, and if you're thinking of school, you're thinking of your career, then you're also, I need to find partner. So, like, all things that one has to do, I'm also put like maximum effort into that. At one point, it was something that I think I need to.
Let me. It's easy for me to respond to this question. And I joined the church. For me, when I studied the Bible and I joined the church, I just know that to get to a point, I will be given the access to go on. So I wasn't really bothered until that time. When in school, you have responsibility of paying bills. After school, you have to pay your rent, and you also save. So while you are in school, one of the things that I would say I enjoy is just like in line with this question, the question she asked is, if the moment you trigger that emotion to work, and you also know that you have a limit, but you also can go on this. You understand? You are giving access to go on this to get to know more people. I don't know if it happens tonight. I am married now, and for over 5 years, I know quite a lot of people in church. So it's not, I didn't just go on stage one day and say, hey, no, me. You know, it was that process. You know, I followed the process. So when I had the chance and I was given the liberty, to go on this, I made this, I made this, I made this, get to know this, get to know this, you know, so that kept me all through. Getting to know this person, this person. So every time I want to go on this, I try as much as possible because I know I'm not ready to take the responsibility, not to attach. Because the moment you get attached, you have to wait and reconsider the plan. Sometimes your priority list to be married can be number 5, but number 3, you're already feeling like you come. You understand? So at that point, you suppress it, you continue, you get to know every other one. But you see, when the marriage commitment comes, sometimes it now depends on individual. If when you're done with school and you find out that the first level, not age, I don't know about that, but for me, I'm done with this. Now my priority, what I need is, I am already saving. I know one day I'll be alone. You understand? So the next thing, these are my friends. I know this, I know this, I know this. So from all the time we have spent so far, you understand? I think I am a bit connected to this person. So let me advance the move. I don't know if I'm making sense. I've advanced the move a bit again, but not like I want to get committed. You understand? Because I know the moment I'm working and I have savings and some things can work, I can confidently take care of some certain. Just see that the way something will just change about you. For me, it just changed because I got to that age. I also set a time limit that okay at this point, but it didn't work. When I got to a certain age, something I had to figure that okay, this is time. So at that point, you start asking, you ask questions, and it will just come automatically because by then, like some things will happen. You have to thinking of things. You understand? You want to rent your own apartment. So every other thing will just come in and you say, I think I like this one, I like this one, I like this one. Let me go ahead and get to know them more. So your first date won't be like your second, sorry, your first stage won't be like your second stage anymore. But by then you have known this. You don't just go automatically and say it must work. I think something must have happened from first section before you move to the second section. And if that is where God wants it, and by then it will now increase your hormone to move from stage 1 to stage 2 again, and that will be it. And you have the clue. Do I make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's the
Okay, for me, I think it's got to do with your personality. How well are you able to multitask? For some people, personally, I didn't go up. I am not a teacher, but I had a personal goal. I wanted to take it one step at a time. So I told myself that I won't have a boyfriend until I'm done with school. And I kept that. Not because I couldn't do it, but because I wanted to be focused. So that's why I said I depend on you. I know that I'm someone who can easily be distracted. So if that's the kind of person that you are, then maybe you should also do one step at a time. But if you know that you can put your head together, can be in love, and also focus at school, then you can always do that. Like my husband said, when you're focusing on study, you can make friends. Thank God for discipleship. I mean, we can go on dates and still be good, so you can go on dates, you can have friends, you begin to, have a lot of them, you begin to know whose character you can live with, whose character, fits into yours. So that way you already know. And so when you are done with one thing, of course you have your priorities, like I said. So when you are done with one particular thing, and then you feel that, oh, I'm ready to move to the next, you already know where you're picking from. And so you can begin to streamline. And then also, at that point you begin to build your finances, because you don't want to get married and become a burden to somebody. You don't want to get married and become a, you don't want to get married, start having children, and have that. Okay. So you need to at some point start planning. So at that, when you're ready, you know that, okay. And it also comes with responsibility is about, you're planning in fact, very things between the people, like what you want for them. What are you thinking for them? Are you already thinking about the future? Are you already thinking about the university that your child will go even before you start to get married? So those are the things that you need to put in plan. So when you know that, oh, I can always do projection, then you know that by yourself, you know that you can. But when you now do that, okay, I can juggle things, but you are not reasonable. You're just going to make everything. People that love that you found initially, you will lose eventually because you're not able to go. So it's about knowing who you are, know yourself, know thyself, know who you are, know your capability, be responsible, and commitment will come automatically. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give up for Miss Nadia. I was so touched. So someone at home asked a question. Something is troubling her. And she said that, what do you do when you start to have feelings for someone who is a disciple but still a kingdom? Again, so what do you do when you start having feelings for someone who isn't a disciple but still a kingdom kid?
It's not a disciple, but still a kingdom kid.
Yes. Like maybe it's still yes.
Oh, you get it.
The Silla.
Sorry, what is the Silla?
And the belief.
Okay, the Silla.
And the
yes, that is inside, but it's having shoot around.
Like how?
Outside.
Okay.
It's not why I ask. You get to some age, your more and guess what? You only way out. I'm telling you, and sometimes if you cannot suppress it, for me, this is me. I don't know about every other person, but I tell people the moment I sit down with you growing up, and I have to encourage you because I know it is not easy at all. All these things will just start working. But guess what? You have to suppress it. They say love is blind, but I say love is not blind. When you are allowed to move people by the blind, you understand? So if you are not ready, and the moment you're able to suppress it, you see it up. That is why it's not blind. The moment you marry, how come your eyes just get open and then whenever your wife holds you, you don't understand. So as you are not ready, go down.
Yes, I think that it's very normal, especially because if you grow up in the same environment with someone, maybe you're both kingdom kids and say you became a disciple because this person and the person is just not ready and they're taking their time. I think that it's normal to develop feelings between disciples and non-disciples. The disciples are like non-disciples. It's normal because it's what you do with your feelings. I I can use my life as an example. I didn't grow up in church. As a matter of fact, I was 6 years in that. But because so the question is also, you as a person, what are you doing? Because if you cannot answer the question, what are you doing in a relationship, don't act on your feelings. The best I would advise you is be friends. Encourage them. If I like somebody and I know that our ideals don't align, my next goal is to help the disciple and take it. Like when you become a disciple, you can talk about emotions that are flying up and down, from there. But it's like in my brain, I'm very bound with, maybe not bound, but like rules and regulations. If you say this is your boundary line, don't cross it. I'm very stubborn. So I can dance around your boundary line, but I don't think I will cross. So the closest I can be your friend. I can be your very, in fact, I can be your best friend, but I will not be your friend. And whilst I'm your friend, I'm trying to advise you to come on the side that I'm on, so that if at all I have intentions of even acting on this feeling, when you're a disciple, but at the end of the day, what usually turns out, if they eventually become disciples, you just realize that these feelings are not. Maybe that was just connection for you to help them. It's not necessarily because we're meant to date, we're meant to be together. And even if you do this, as disciples, it's not a given that you are going to be married. So I think it's normal to have feelings for somebody as a disciple, but you need to find out what it is you want from a relationship. If the age range of people at yeah, in that point, then you just want to be out there, you just want to be, your feelings are all over.
Sorry, what age range are we talking about?
Like in your teens, for example, like that's where you think that you're independent.
Like
In your teens.
yes,
It depends.
because I want to know, I'm still young. I want to know that.
It depends.
I mean, it's relative, so it's relative. Some people can be 19 and be so mature, they can answer certain questions. So again, it still boils down to you, and your persona, like how mature you are, not how mature you think you are, because some people think they are objects already. Meanwhile, there's people that have gone and they've gotten their hands burnt, and they've come back to tell you, no, so they try to calm down, but they don't want to hear, they just want to go there and go and do, So I think that is a good mix, that you have disciples that didn't grow up in church, and then you have disciples that grow up. So that those of you that grow up in church and outside is sweeting you, outside is calling you, can't ask the people that not grow up in this straight, I like to refer to us as stray dogs, people that got that long time after them. Because some of us have acted on emotions in the past, non-disciples of us. Like I'm not a disciple. I like it, but it's not a disciple. Who did? I can say it now because you just have to forgive me. Like the long list of ex-boyfriends that you end up is so unnecessary because you didn't know what to do. You're not to say that you were doing anything, but like it's so unnecessary, So just know what you want as a person, and then know what to do. Just everybody your friend.
Let's clap. Any question in the house? Any question in the house? See, I will not answer any question after now. After today, don't ask me any question. Like,
I've already been that. So I told you a very look at it. Jonathan, it's for you and John. So the question is it easy for you or to let go? Now the context is like how to put unintentional or painful to act. Imagine he tells you something imagine he tells you something in secret about someone and you go and meet that person and talk to that person after I heard this. You don't tell him when you heard it. So maybe you didn't do it. You didn't do it like to spite or you just did it without unintentionally, just helping that person. So how do you let go of that?
Even the intentional ones.
Yes, those painful words. How do you let go? How do you ease anger or stuff like that?
Project.
All right. So, Bolaji, thanks for your question. That's really cool. I would like to say, can you hear me?
Yes, you can.
So, first of all, when you when you in that relationship, it came with like the person's character, feelings, everything, even the good and bad. Yes, and you should know that. I mean, you should know that whatever the person is, whether good or bad, yes, sacrifice needs to come. What am I explaining? When you sacrifice, like, to first of all listen to that person, again, you listen to that person and like, okay, I used to tell you that when you do something wrong, when you're in the right state of mind, wait, when you're in the right state of mind first, like, is this something I know that I can avoid? Is this something that you know I can like avoid or something like that? So I'm not like, okay, no, maybe if she says, okay, fine, she actually knew what she was doing. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not Jesus, I'm not forgive. Get, but repeating that same stuff again actually means that you don't respect. Doing that same thing, you get, you don't respect your partner because you make mistakes. I mean, relationship is not supposed to be all rosy and all everything. Sorry, it's going to come with imperfection. So whenever I do anything wrong, because I know that and when I do anything wrong, and I, okay, this is what I did, and I beg, I shouldn't go like, okay, because she has given me the first time, I go say the same thing. You get, and we need to be vulnerable about it, like telling them, okay, this was so respect is it, okay, Bolaji. Yeah. So you need to respect the person.
She's not done.
No, I was like, you should listen. So respect it first. All right. So that when you are going to do that thing again, that same thing again, you should have this person in mind. Are you hurting this person? Again, because going to say, okay, I'm going to tell you, no, first of all, discuss this is what I do. Like, you sorry, I was sorry, because me, I'm not the kind of person that you tell me sorry. Like, it's what you need to action is sorry. Action means that, okay, you are not doing the same thing. Because you can tell me sorry and many million times, sorry, that doesn't count for me. All right, you need to action if you are truly sorry. All right, then, so that's just my.
Yes, and ask in this way that what if you don't tell people that come you might be offended. How do you now, like, do you remember that in your maybe you are a don't say that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, thank you. So the kind of person that I am, some kind of like I have a category in my brain where I classify some things as things and I don't pay too much attention. And then there are some other things that I take very like if your actions are and maybe we talked about back and you're gonna done it. If I consider it as petty, things like so you are stubborn, for example. If you say it to me the first time, it may not bother me because I already know who I am. I know that I have tendencies. I can be stubborn, especially when I want what I want, and I'm very I'm certain that I'm right. I can be very stubborn. You know, if you say it to me the second time, then it makes me feel like, okay, perhaps I'm not communicating the way that I mean, I know that I'm right, but you are not understanding that I'm right, probably because of how I'm saying it. And so if you tell me I'm stubborn, maybe a third time, then let's talk about this stubbornness that you are saying, like which angle is it coming from? Is it coming from like right angle? Are we making headway? I said it because when you have disagreement or like conflicts in your relationship, conflicts are good because it exposes a lot of things about personalities that probably you didn't know before. And it's helping you ask yourself questions like this character that I'm seeing now, why like if I don't like it, can it change? If it cannot change, can I live with it forever? If you can't live with it forever, it's in that relationship without barriers. But yeah, this relationship is not going beyond this point. because it doesn't make sense, to stay in a position where you are absorbing and just taking in attitude and characters that you can't live with for the rest of your life. And so we're very thankful that, as we are displaying these new characters to each other, we're talking it out, and we're dealing with it, and we're changing, and we're getting better. So if there's room for repentance, there's room for change and growth, then I think that's a big. But if you are very convinced and like this person is standing on it, that this is never going to be, and your black is never going to be black in their eyes, if you can't live with it forever, that's the point to make it. Thanks.
Yeah, I just want to check on that, actually. So, well, getting to understand that you're two different people with two different personalities, and also understanding the fact that you have to give room for mistakes helps you to be able to forgive and let go easily. Not only that, also learning when you make those mistakes or when you have confrontations like that, learning from the mistake. Okay, what exactly did I do wrong? Both of you talking about it will really help in the relationship. That's what I am saying.
Can I?
I learned forgiveness. I learned respect. I also learned about
You have time? Okay, yeah, thanks. So what comes to my mind first is a song. This guy, MI. Mr. Fabi, human being, yeah, talked about how his life is, and people don't seem to expect him to make mistakes. For me, the lesson is first understanding that I am not perfect. We all say it, nobody's perfect, right? But sometimes we don't expect the imperfection. Or we don't understand that let's throw a number. I'm not perfect, right? I've accepted. I'm a work in progress. That means that say 50% of me is good and 50% is bad, right? And I'm working to make 100% of it good. So that means that sometimes 50% of the time I will hurt people, I will say things I'm not supposed to say or do things I'm not supposed to do. And I would assume that the same way for the other person. In other words, there will be sometimes that this person will make a mistake. This person would hurt me in a way or the other. So it's that mindset that kind of also helps, at least helps me. Understanding that one, I could have been the one that would have made this mistake. You get? So I should also be gracious when my wife makes a mistake or says something or does something, we bring it out, we talk about it. But if I'm just raining down based on the way I'm feeling, not knowing that me too, I could also make mistakes. So I should be gracious in the way I approach when things are done mistakenly or in error. So I think that mindset in approaching the situation of hurt would really, really help also. So that if you understand that you are vulnerable to also make mistakes, and this person is just exercising some inevitables, it can help you balance things out. Yes.
okay.
Now only you.
Okay, thank you so much. So, well, after him, I'll get another question.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. My question is, how would you address? All right. So my question is, how would you address insecurity and fear in a relationship? How do you address insecurity and fear in a relationship?
Yeah. Well,
Before I answer, I think I should ask you a question. Insecurity and fear from person
from the person, based on the person's own character or behavior or circumstances around that particular person, or from the partner?
All right, so it's
So let's understand
it's general. You get the idea. Is I don't want to streamline one person and leave it the other. So it's open. Anything can bring security. So to move it to concern.
I like yeah,
In like the first 2 years, there was a lot of insecurity. And that's because like in the past we had been with other people. Thought we knew he was my classmate, right? So we knew each other to an extent. Or at least we thought we knew each other because we just right. So there was already some maybe lack of trust. And then there was evidence, that this person has tendency to do certain things, that would unintentionally hurt your feelings, but they would still hurt. So for like the first 2 years, we did have some insecurity. But the best way to deal with it, which we have learned over a long period of time, is to just talk. Don't keep it. And another thing that was one thing that made it drag as long as 2 years was because we kept assuming that this is how the other person feels about the situation. Or maybe like about another person, for example. Let's say because I have such a long list of ex-boyfriends, for example, you see me talking to more now. This is an example now, this is not necessarily like what they now. But like if you see me talking to one of them, you're already thinking, what are you talking about? What are you people planning? Are you about to cheat on me? Things like that. If you don't first be open, talk to each other, put all the cards on the table and address the elephant. Because if you don't do that, it'll be very hard for you to trust each other. Anytime you see, traces of this thing that makes you start getting paranoid. And because you start getting paranoid, even when you're not sincere, your partner is already assuming that this thing makes you feel insecure. So they start to hide from you. And you don't want to start hiding, it's not going to be. It's just going to keep getting complicated. Hiding things is like lying. You tell a lie to cover up another lie, and then you keep lying. So I don't advise that people hide too much information from each other, especially if it's like at the detriment of your relationship. Always talk about it. Say, this person, this is what this is how this thing went down with this person. This is where I'm asking this person. This is what I'm doing with this person. So that when they are not seeing you and some third party comes to you, say, I saw your babe sitting down under that place. You say, yes, I know they are friends. I've had people come to me before. So for my close friends that really know me, they know I have some other really close male friends. And there have been a lot of speculations, what I'm still doing with that man? She's not dating on. And they start whispering among themselves, and then it gets to me. And then we sit down and talk about it. How do you feel about my friendship with you? Does it bother you? If it bothers you, it's only you that it's going to bother, that's going to make me sort of limit my interactions with. There have been people that we have had to limit our interactions with them because of how we made the other person feel. If you say, this person doesn't bother me, now your guy be that, no problem. Or don't worry, if you want to marry, I know that you can be your groom. So we know the people that we're okay with and the people that we have to set certain boundaries around because we are talking about it. Okay, so as long as it doesn't bother your partner and you guys trust each other, there's no room for insecurity. But if you keep hiding your friendship, hiding secrets, hiding information, you are building room for your partner to even assume that you are insecure about certain things, even when you are not.
Right. To add to what you said, I mean, I do go about and I know that she has male friends as well, and female friends. And my guys or my female friends is like, how do I handle these securities and everything? I'm like, first of all, you're first a disciple. So whether you're hanging out with your male friends and all that, you know what a disciple is. You get. So is either, first of all, if you are doing the wrong thing and if you are hurting your own relationship between you and God, right? So do you have the fear of God? Because I might not fear me, or you might not have respect for me, but you have respect for God. Do you get? You have respect for God that okay, whatever you're doing that okay, it's making and going to make your boyfriend insecure. You get? I mean, you need to put God first. You understand? So I can beat my chest that you know should go anywhere. Get should go to with a male friend, hang out, or should have them around. I'm not bothered. She can stay same for me too. So because I can be myself that knowing to me that babe, if you do anything, yes, you are doing it to all God. That too. If you do anything, you're doing it to all God. So it's not that maybe please enjoy your life. But I'm not going to take you. You know you're going to do anything wrong. Between you and God. So if you want to make heaven.
All right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it was a very open. So many things can bring insecurities and fears. Yeah. That is one we've addressed. Sometimes it could be the partner's insecure about the other person. Either he or she is smarter, or he or she has more money, or he or she is even benevolent. You know the way you even feel like, will I be able to measure up? You get either intellectually, physically, or spiritual. This one don't too holy. My discipleship never reached this step. You get, so the spectrum is very wide in what can bring insecurity. And for me, it is first, like I said, talk about it. So it both ways. Both parties can feel insecure about that. But when both parties first express it, sometimes you might feel afraid of how will he feel or how will she feel. Talk about it. There are some things that I will feel about either some things that she does or whatever. I will just say, wow, this thing, yes, you get. You say, hey, then we say, oh yeah, how? Then we'll talk about it. Now the other thing is also if there are insecurities about. Okay, let me give an instance. Before we married, I'm full-time minister and all. And there's a role of there's an ideal situation of it'd be good though if your wife is also in the ministry. That's an ideal situation. It's just best optimization, yeah. But she was concerned about that. Say, I will not spoil your ministry like this. That kind of a thing. Guys, it was a big deal. Because she was so concerned that if we eventually settle down,
the concern was more of, okay, when the rest are moving or they're transferring them, you just be in the same position for a long time. Try not retarding. That was a major concern.
She was afraid that we getting married together would hinder me from growth in my job, because it might not be the same in your situation. So there are so many things. So what did I do? I had to reassure. And that's how you deal with insecurities. Once it is expressed to you, if your friend, the person you are liking or dating, whatever, is expressing that I'm insecure about XYZ from your end, and if you see that actually it won't be like that, so what you do is reassure, like, no, do not worry, this is not going to be an issue, or I'll find a way to deal with it. Sometimes it might be maybe beauty. Some people might feel like, this only way you find like this. Say, no, don't worry. You are the apple of my eye. Do you understand? There's no so reassuring really helps to kill insecurities in certain contexts. Thank you. Based on, like I said, it's a very wide spectrum. So reassuring would help, ease off that insecurity, however it might be. Understanding, being patient to understand why the insecurities exist. Now, if after the several reassurance, it's still a thing, then you might now have to find ways of managing yourself because it is now causing harm again, because it's a very wide spectrum, we can't just give too many specific things here. But first is speaking about it and reassuring. It helps to manage the tension and pressure. That's what I think.
Okay. I know the first thing that should happen is to be vulnerable and talk about it. I became a disciple when I was 15. And yes, I became a disciple when I was 15 years. I think 14, 15. I was secondary school. So, of course, I was trained from that age. I was working with leaders. I stayed with leaders. Because as a Muslim, I was set out of the house. I was a Muslim. So, and as I was staying with them, I was with them and I was going up. I was with the teens ministry then. They now found out that there's this passion to lead the team. So after the teens, even when I went to school, it was with the teens and stuff. Then I got married, I was still with the teens ministry. And my husband was somehow. And I'm telling myself, I don't care. This is God's business. What to account? You know, it got to that point where I feel I'm not going to. This is what I love to do. Of course, the first thing I did, and I want you to understand, I went for discipling because I need to talk about this is what's going on. There's so much tension, there's so much fear, there's so much what not do. Because after church, I have meeting, he has to somewhere, and he's looking at wondering what's all this. You know, and of course, I got the discipline, which today I tell people is a major thing that must happen, the discipline. And of course, I was told to go and talk about it, talk to him. And I agree with him, reassure him. We're in this together, you know. And I did. I had to talk, you know. First, I was feeling spiritual, you know, this is God. I forgot that this is my. And you know, God on our side, because God understood what I was talking about. I was very vulnerable. I was listening to disciples, I was talking to leaders who had been in such situation before, like what Timmy said. Because a lot of time we need to talk to people who have been in that situation. They're able to help you. And he now joined the team's ministry. So you can see where the assurance comes from that no problem. We can do this thing together. You know, so when there's insecurity, there's so much fear. The first thing should be vulnerability. Talk about it. I'm afraid of this. I'm not good with this. The two of you can talk. You know, and if the other partner is not responding, then you have to seek for help. Because this is not, you have to seek for help. So it's number one, vulnerability. Just talk about it. A lot of time we don't talk, we don't communicate. We feel we know it or we don't know anything. So let's talk and let's get godly friends that can help us also. You know, like what Tolu said, I'm sorry, my special friend. They say, what do you do about, she's hanging out with men a lot. I have more male friends, my husband knows. I have more male, I don't like girls. I think they gossip a lot, there's always problem, we fight when I was in school. There's always wahala with girls. When I was always, so I have a lot of, I prefer male, nothing, no, I just want to hang out with them. They don't have time to gossip, they have time to meet, to do. No, it's part of us. We are championing. Yes, they're busy teaching me things. They're not bothered about somebody wear this girl, somebody wear this blouse. I don't know. So that was what really helped. So please tell the person they should talk about it. They need to talk about it.
Amen. Let's talk about I would like to get so partner just have based on what they've taught you guys, what you've learned so far. I know for me, I learned that if you're not fighting, if you're not conflict in relationship, you're not happy. So I pray that I start to have. Someone said it. I heard I think someone. So please, in order not to have conflict, let's start to have fun. Bonaki. So for those who are paid, say that again. For those who have not paid, let me hear you say amen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What? Okay.
Sorry. For food. Thank you very much. Food is available for everybody. Now, if you are going to pay today, because I know some of us are coming, we're just hearing about it, you might not be able to get what you are already planned. You understand that. So food is available for everybody. Those that are paid, give me you already have list of those that are paid earlier. If you are going to pay today, it's still fine. You understand? Food is available for everybody.
What is it that will not get? That will not get? What is it that will not get?
It's too late already. I think
You
it's
know
already
that-
committed. So whatever you see,
You
collect it. You already get.
No, it's
So we are very benevolent in our ministry because on the last day there will be what? Gnashing of teeth. But we still decided to pray for you guys. Amen. Give it up for the organizers. Last day you catch you will talk to God. So like I said, Bolaji will be at that. One is just where are you going? Okay, so but when you see anybody on that side, just go meet the person for your food. But please, I want us to just have first the link up basically. So just have a relationship with the person that partnered with. And once I call us back for another session, we'll just take up from there. So then let's just give room for our partners to rest and catch their breath. Yeah, so let's have fun. Yes, and if God is in your heart, like want to play. Please see this brother. See this brother. Yes. So if you still want to see, like I said, the grace of share for everybody. So see the data.
No, I offend you. I already get. I don't know. Now there's no going back.
Yes, sure. It's even to say. You have been listening to our. It's not now. You must pay. It's true. What you are saying was not repeated to you by human being. By God.
Everyone
Yeah.
get right.
This is what? No, you cannot leave your head.
I have questions.
I want to ask
Does
question. I
love
don't know the
equate
question
to marriage?
now. Okay, I don't know the question
That's a
now.
very good question.
But that time,
Yeah.
What do you say?
I don't know the question now. But like, I'll ask that question.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
If the question comes to your head, Ella, just if the question
Just
comes
shake-
if the question comes to your head, just direct it to this auntie here.
No, no, like, let me see.
This is an awesome link up happening right here. Two yellow people.
He doesn't want to show it.
You can't escape it.
Yes.
Now you're going to be live on YouTube. Omo, you are here. Yeah, I'm here. I'll send this up here. Came to look for love. Yeah. Came to look for love. Yeah. We said this year is your year, you know. I'm sorry. That's just for me. Please, oh, don't leave without this thing to me. Dorothy, they said this year is your year of love. Really? What's the plan? When? Next month, June, September, winter. Winter is coming. Philip G and Toby. This is an awesome link up. This is my bro who is alone. Where's your babe? Big Zeke, aka Senator Zeke. What up, my bro? See you, man. Why are you alone this Valentine period? I know, like, everyone has a partner here today. You need to find love here, bro. Isaac, what's up, bro?
I'm good, bro.
Where's your babe, bro? Where's your Valentine, bro? Yeah. Oh, okay.
My babe, bro.
Wow, this is an awesome link up. Good to see you guys.
Hi, guys.
I'm seeing two single brothers. Where are your Valentines? Oh, wow. That's interesting.
I didn't really feel like that.
Isn't it, bro? Tell me, what did he say?
They broke my butterfly.
Who did?
Oh no,
Sorry about that.
my butterfly.
I hope your date makes you feel better.